please consider visiting the links that appear on screen or clicking on the links in the description to support this endeavor. It means the world to me, and it helps me to be able to share these devotionals each morning. Thanks in advance for your support, and God bless you. Hello and welcome to Inspirations with Dr. PJ. Topic: Jesus, the light of the world. Psalms 18 gives us a very good picture of what it seems like when we are surrounded by darkness. How the Lord is bathing us in His light and showing us how to find hope in difficult situations. If you notice, the writer is testifying that the Lord will light, which means at that moment, pay attention. It means at that moment, He Himself is in darkness and looking forward to Christ to light the way for him. He's saying the Lord will light. God has not come to him yet, but he knows Christ is working on his behalf. It's kind of hard at times to be hopeful when darkness just lingers on as if it would never stop. Just go on and on and on. It's like it's never going to end. But just remember, we serve a God of hope, and that He's always there, always faithful, a promise keeping a light in darkness. Jeremiah said he felt like God had forsaken him. He felt he was in a dark place and could not find his way. You see, Jeremiah had been beaten. His teeth were knocked out. Can you imagine? He said he hurt so bad that it felt like his skin was being peeled off of his body. Now, believe it or not, I can relate to that because I have RSD. It's a crippling disease. And at times when the disease comes out of remission, it feels just like someone has a knife peeling the skin off of my body. There's no medication. You just have to sit there and depend on the Lord for strength to get through that. But then he began to remember the goodness of God. Even though his teeth were knocked out, he was bleeding and in much pain, his mind went back to how good God had been, how the good outweigh the bad, and how he would have been consumed but God. He's saying, I know I'm beaten, I know I'm hurting, but I could have been dead. God stepped in. He wouldn't let him kill me. My good outweigh my bad. If you're feeling you are at a river and you cannot cross, or a mountain you cannot climb, Jeremiah is saying, don't give up by dwelling on your situation, but instead hold on to God's unchanging hand, trusting and believing as you move forward. See, there was a man by the name of Jairus who came running to Jesus in a panic. He needed a miracle, and he knew Jesus was the only answer. Even though Jairus has faith, he's seen Jesus work before, he still was afraid because his baby girl was dying. Or we know how we are when it comes to our children. Jesus told him, calm down, Jairus, and get this earthly rational thinking under control. We've all heard the saying, if you're going to pray, don't worry. And if you're going to worry, then don't pray. You see, for a moment, Jairus was surrounded by darkness, and he was dependent on Christ, nobody but Christ, to give him some light. What are you worrying about today? with your earthly rational thinking. But then ask yourself this question: what does God say? What does He have to say about it? Or have you even asked Him? Perhaps that's why you're still in darkness about that situation. And that He's saying to trust Him and to pray for His light. Stop struggling to see His ways and wisdom in a situation, because we can never, ever, ever know or even think on the same level, nowhere near the level of Christ. Lamentations 3:22 tells us of a circle, a ring around us of God's love and His mercies that's triggered by sunrise. God gives us visual reminders, but we tend to be a people of forgetfulness, a people of worry. The Father of creation, He sends the sunrise every morning to remind us of His faithfulness and that He is all we need to make it through a difficult, dark day. Wait. Just stop and look over your shoulder. Can you see the light? Do you see the light? Dear Lord of Lords, King of Kings, and God in the darkness who brings light. Today, we bring to you our issues, our situations, our darkest moments, and we lay them at your feet. We're just like Jairus. We've seen you work before. We've seen you move mountains. We've seen you work miracles. We know who you are, and yet we ask for your guidance as we strive to see this situation as you would have us to see it. We know you're a heart fixer, a mind regulator, way maker, and light in darkness, and that we can trust you. We can trust that you are turning things around for our good. But in our human and our frail state of mind, Lord, being transparent today, we are still feeling like it's a dark place to be in right now. We are praying today that you yourself would shine the light from heaven, shine it on our situation. Like Jeremiah, he had experienced so many hardships, but at the end of the day, he was able to write that you came to his rescue and you shined the light on his situation. And regardless of the physical pain he was experiencing, that the spiritual and emotional help he received from you made all the difference. Hebrews 13:8 encourages us that you are the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. Lord, you don't love Jeremiah no more than you love us. You don't love Moses, Peter, Paul, none of the disciples. You don't love none of them no more than you love us. You're a God that we can depend on because you will never ever let us down. So today I thank you for your grace, and I have confidence that you will always be there for me throughout eternity, shining your light on me, shining your light in the time of darkness, being that light that stands on a hill, allowing us to see your mercies. We love you, God. We appreciate you. We magnify your name. For Jesus, you are the light of the world. Amen and amen.